Good afternoon to all of you. The topic which has been given to me to speak today to our peer group, dear teachers from different colleges, different universities, from different parts of India. All of you are teachers, and the topic is on education. The role of higher education for social, cultural, political, spiritual, economic, and technological development. Very long title that explains that without education, you cannot have social development, cultural development, political development, spiritual development, economic development, and technological development. Development is not possible. Progress is not possible. Advancement is not possible. Or modernization is not possible unless you have a sound system of education from primary stage till doctoral program. Of course, education means it is a lifelong learning. It doesn't end after getting PhD. If you become teacher, or if you are a researcher, if you are a policy maker, decision maker, a parliamentarian, or a journalist, you have to keep working in the field of education, or keep learning, keep reading, keep updating your knowledge to excel in your field, to be relevant. It means education is for lifelong. Friends, I will first give you some data about why many Indian students are going abroad to study. Government of India reports from Ministry of External Affairs to Home Ministry give us a data that around something like 10 lakh people, 10 lakh students are studying in advanced countries. Europe, America, Australia, or any foreign country for that matter. And these students are mostly self-financed from rich background, from elite class. The total expenditure per year on these students, 10 lakh students, according to 2022 report, is between 30 billion US dollar to 47 billion dollars a year. Now you can see just how big is this amount. If we were able to provide good quality education in India, these students, or at least half of them, would not have gone to foreign countries. On the other hand, if you want to look at the data, how many foreign students are studying in India? Ministry of External Affairs gives the data for the year 2019 to 2020 when COVID was there. Only 49.3, that is 49,348 foreign students were studying in India. Maybe Afghan students, Thai students, Bangladeshi students, or from poor countries in the world, because education is poor. in India in terms of expenses, also in terms of quality. Now, this new education policy, which has been introduced from 2020, aims to attract more and more students from foreign countries to India at affordable education, affordable cost of education, so that in due course we will become Vishwaguru. Because in ancient India, many foreigners were studying in Nalanda and Taxila University. Nowadays, very few are studying. What are the reasons? What is the problem? What is the plight of education in India? What are the problems? How to fix it? How to resolve those problems? And try to achieve parity with other higher educational institutions, the best higher educational institutions in the world, and improve our global ranking. Because many of our top IITs, management institutes do not come under the first top 200 universities in the world. Small countries like Netherlands, Germany feature in the first 200 top universities in the world, according to Times Higher Education Survey or QS ranking or any other ranking with which we are familiar with. Now, my lecture today will be divided into 5 parts. In the first part, what I will do is discuss the importance of education. Why education is important? Education is important because to achieve progress, development, superiority in terms of technology, superiority in terms of knowledge, because you can patent the knowledge, as Alfred Nobel patented his invention of dynamite, and he was getting so much royalty, lot of royalty, and he was not knowing what to do with this money. Then he instituted Nobel Prize, so that that money can be given to the best scientists, best researchers. We will also look into the situation of India, how many Indians got Nobel Prize before independence and after independence, because that is one of the yardsticks. China is considered as the oldest civilization, and China is the first country in the world which produced paper, gunpowder, lot of knowledge. You have Confucius, you have Chinese, lot of proverbs. One of the Chinese proverbs says, if your plan is for 1 year in life, if you want to do anything, if you have 1 year plan to do something in life, then the Chinese wisdom says, plant rice plants. If your plan is for 10 years, then plant trees, because trees will give you fruits. A rice crop will come in only 1 year. If your planning is for 100 years, then you should educate your children. Very interesting, beautiful proverb, which is full of wisdom, full of knowledge, full of it is a kind of, you can say, medicine for the ills of all the ills of the world. Another Chinese proverb says that teachers can open the door, but you must enter it yourself. That means students also have to work hard. Education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. And the world has changed in our own life. We have seen how many versions of laptop we have seen. Earlier, we used to have disk to store the data. Floppies came, disks came, pen drives came. Pen drive, very small item. You may not be very easily find out where you have kept if you have forgotten where you have kept it. It's very small. But now that technology has also become redundant, because you can save your data, your information, your files in the cloud, Google Drive. Technology is changing very fast. Why it is changing? Because continuously research, R&D is being done, research and development, continuous improvement. Because of the development in science, technology, and medical fields, longevity of life has increased. Because education is actually a passport to our future. Because tomorrow belongs to only those people who prepare it for today. Without education, you can say a child is like a bird without wings. A bird without wings cannot fly. A child without education cannot succeed in life. He can be fooled by neighbors, friends, leaders, politicians, government, and the entire system. If you are educated, you have to fight for your own rights, which are guaranteed, ensured in the constitution of the nation. I will end this section that is about highlighting the importance of education in one's life, in one's own life, in the life of the community, in the life of the nation, in the life of the world, by citing or sharing with you another important quotation, a brainy quotation rather, a very wise quotation on the importance of education. The quotation goes like this: give a man a fish. If you give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, if you give a man a fish, it is like feeding him for a day. One day his problem of food is solved. But if you teach that man how to fish, how to catch fish from river, from lakes, from ocean, that means you are feeding him for a lifetime, for whole life. That person's life is successful. He will not starve. There lies the importance of education, teaching, education, techniques, principles of catching fish, preserving fish, exporting fish. The entire trade. He may become, a very rich person in due course of time. The first most important part in this journey of education or building the pyramid of education is to provide the high quality primary education. That is the base foundation. It should be compulsory. It should be universal. And it should be free. That is what our constitution, after it was amended in 2000, and a new act was passed by the Parliament of India in 2009, Right to Education Act. Right to Education Act was passed in 2009, which got implemented in 2010. From 2010 onwards, we are implementing Article 21A of the Indian Constitution, which says the state shall provide free, compulsory, universal education to all the children between 6 and 14 years of age. Free and compulsory. Compulsory means every child has to be in the school. Universal means everyone. No cost is involved. But this act is defective in the sense, as per the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, child is one who is below 18 years of age. Now you are providing here the education only up to 14 years of age. This is nonsense. Children should be given education up to 18 years of age till they are children. Free education. It is given globally in all the countries, everywhere. And children up to 18 years of age in Europe travel with half ticket. In India, if your child is about 10 year, 11 year, Indian Railway says full ticket. This is also one way of exploiting people. Now, this Right to Education Act is being implemented not with government money. Government money is going with for salary, etc. Education cess means tax. Education tax is levied on every Indian citizen. When you recharge your mobile, you will get education cess. How much that money is going? What is the percentage of your recharge money going for education cess? It's a huge sum. If we had to provide free, compulsory, universal primary education with public money, public I mean people's money, citizens' money, this could have been done in 1947 itself. But it was not done. Before RTE was introduced, it was only the state of Kerala where we got 100% literacy. A great change has come, social, economic, political, technological, cultural change in the state of Kerala can be witnessed because of 100% literacy rate. I will give you only one example to understand how Kerala has made progress. You know that the first woman judge in Supreme Court of India was from Kerala, Fatima Bibi, a Muslim. Muslims are supposed to be educationally backward in India, but not in Kerala. Kerala's Human Development Index is very high. Expenditure on education is very high. On health, it is very high. In comparison to other North Indian cow belt, Hindi belt states. If you visit any family in Kerala, whether it is Muslim family, Hindu family, Christian family. These are the three prominent communities in Kerala. In every family, you will find only 2 children. Very interesting. How this revolution has come, how this change has come. It is only because of 100% literacy rate. People are aware of the dangers of overpopulation. In fact, this overpopulation or population bomb is more dangerous than the nuclear bomb. You have to feed the people. Now Mr. Modi's government is giving free ration for 80 crore people. We are not enabling them to how to earn money, how to feed themselves. That is the lack of proper education in India. And some of this money collected for primary education is going to UGC, which is also wrong. In many of the committees where I was there in UGC committees, I oppose this practice, because the education RTE money collected should be spent only on primary education. And also, as I said, education should have been up to 18 years of age, because to complete matriculation, you have to be in the school for 17 years of age or 18 years of age. If education is provided only up to 14 years of age, then you may be in 8th class or 7th class. If it is up to 18 years, then you may pass, clear matriculation examination, which is the requirement for any government job, the lowest minimum government job, P1's job, chaprasi's job, multitask personnel job. The minimum qualification is matriculation. So here we have failed. Our pyramid is very weak at the ground level. The former chief minister and his son from Haryana, Mr. Chautala, and his son spent more than 5-6 years in Tihar jail because they had appointed school teachers by taking money on the basis of, not on the basis of good qualifications, on the basis of who pays more money. If that is the case, then how you can erect a pyramid of education in India? Because the base has to be very strong, solid, so that good pyramid can be built. Now come to the higher education. Higher education starts from undergraduate courses to postgraduate and doctoral studies programs. We have borrowed the British model, 3-year undergraduation. The American model is 4-year undergraduation. Like engineering, like medicine, even BA and BSc in American and Canadian universities is for 4 years. Rigorous training, a dissertation or thesis also has to be written. Recently, we introduced with 2020 NEP 4-year undergraduation program. The program is overcrowded with many courses. Without addressing the problems of recruitment of faculty, providing good infrastructure, good facilities, research funds, we introduced this program. The results will come later. because it is only 2 years that we introduced. I would like to share with you one poster which was pasted in South Africa, in a university gate in South Africa. The title of this poster is How to Destroy a Country. इस तरह से किसी देश को बर्बाद कर सकते हैं. The title of the poster. Destroying any nation does not require the use of atomic bombs or the use of long range missiles. किसी देश को खत्म करने के लिए, डिस्ट्रॉय करने के लिए आपको एटॉमिक बॉम्ब्स या न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब्स की जरूरत नहीं है या मिसाइल्स की जरूरत नहीं है. इट ओनली रिक्वायर्स लोअरिंग द क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन. बॉम्ब की जरूरत नहीं है, मिसाइल्स की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर आप अपनी एजुकेशन की क्वालिटी को लोअर कर देंगे and allowing cheating in the examination by the students, which is a very common problem in India. Cheating in the examination. We have not reformed the evaluation pattern. Look at the American model of 4-year undergraduate program. Continuous evaluation is there. Term papers, book reviews, quiz, mid-semester examination, presentation, oral presentation, seminar presentation. Different kinds of methods are used for assessing the performance of the students. The quality of readings they are required to read are of very high standard. In most of the Indian colleges, Indian universities, we read low quality textbooks. If the education is imparted in vernacular language, in Hindi or Kannada or Tamil or Malayalam, good quality textbooks are not available, or the available textbooks written in the Western world are not being translated in Indian languages. And you want to improve the quality of education. Now, the further this poster says, if you are lowering the standard of the education, patients will die at the hands of such poor quality MBBS doctors. Buildings will collapse at the hands of such poor quality engineers. Money is lost at the hands of such poor economists and accountants. We saw in 2016 what happened. Notebandi, demonetization, advised by a small-time economist working in Pune. Nobel laureate economists or the Reserve Bank governor Raghuram Rajan was not consulted. And we lost, many working hours in getting our old notes exchanged with new notes. Huge queues were seen in front of the banks. Justice is also lost at the hands of such poor judges who are products of low quality education. That is why Bar Council of India introduced 5-year LLB integrated program. Now we have a concept of national law schools, national law universities. In that university, only one subject is taught, only law degree, LLB and LLM, specialized specialized university. The collapse of education is the collapse of the nation. That is the summary. If you want to destroy a nation very easily, you can do that by lowering the quality of education. Now, what is the quality of higher education? What is the quality of education in India? I refer to a point about how many Nobel Prizes have been won, or in fact, in science, basic sciences. Forget about Nobel Prize, because you have to be of very high international standard. You have heard about the Bhatnagar Shanti Bhatnagar Award for physics, chemistry, and basic sciences. How many university teachers have got that Indian prize, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award? It is given under 45 years of age. Because you see, actually, you can achieve greatness. You can have great achievements by 40 years of age. Alexander the Great became world conqueror by 35 years of age. You have a lot of energy at that time. At this age, you can do good work. We have, before independence, two people got Nobel Prize. One is Rabindranath Tagore in literature. You may be surprised to know that he had failed matriculation examination he had failed. He is the founder of Shanti Niketan. And the other person who got Nobel Prize was C.V. Raman, a South Indian Madrasi scholar in physics. After independence, also some Indians got Nobel Prizes, except one. Rest are American citizens. The one who is even today Indian citizen is Professor Amrita Sen, got Nobel Prize in economics. Later, another Bengali economist, and the only student who did study in India till MA, Abhijit Banerjee, who got Nobel Prize in economics. He did his MA from Jawaharlal Nehru University, then did his PhD and other higher studies in United States. Even Amrit Sen got his PhD and masters all in foreign countries, in UK. The reason why Indians are not able to get Nobel Prizes is because you do not have adequate research funds. I have some data to share with you, how much we are spending in terms of our per capita GNP on education. I request all the participants to mute your mic. जो लोग अपना माइक को म्यूट नहीं किए हैं, उनसे प्रार्थना है कि वो म्यूट करें ताकि कोई डिस्टरबेंस ना हो. तो हम आपको एंड में कुछ 20 मिनट, 10 मिनट या 15 मिनट क्वेश्चन आंसर के लिए भी दे देंगे. China till recently was having the world's largest population. Now we have become number one in the world in terms of population. China was spending 4.01% of its GDP on education, higher education. United States was spending 4.85% of the GDP, nearly 5%, you can say 5%. यूके की इकोनॉमी बड़ी खराब है, लेकिन फिर भी वो 4.2% स्पेंड कर रहे हैं. In fact, in 2009 and 10, it was in UK 5.7%, सबसे ज्यादा. In Europe, Norway spent 6.6. I think Norway is the highest in Europe. UK की population less than 7 crore population. I am speaking from Delhi today. Delhi की population 2 crore है. Chile is spending 6.5%. Israel 6.2%. Australia 6.1%. The population is only 2.6 crore. Slightly more than that of Delhi state. Australia is a powerful country in the world. What is our percentage? हम कितना खर्च कर रहे हैं एजुकेशन पे? 2023 budget, last year's budget of the central government says we are spending 2.9% of our GDP on education. The various commissions, Kothari Commission on Education, Radhakrishnan Commission on Education, have recommended up to 6% spending on education. We are not listening to those wise recommendations. If you want to gauge, if you want to come to a conclusion, which universities are the best in the world in terms of providing quality education, in terms of producing experts, knowledgeable people in their own disciplines, you can see with how many Nobel laureates each university graduate or the faculty members of that institute have got Nobel Prizes. The highest Nobel Prizes in the world in any university are from Harvard University. 150 150 Nobel laureates हैं वहां पर. Some of them are graduates from Harvard, like Theodore Roosevelt, Ralph Bunche, Henry Kissinger, Al Gore. They were students of Harvard University. कहा यह जाता है कि अगर आप हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में हैं और आपके हाथ में एक पत्थर है, एक स्टोन है, और आप आंख बंद करके किसी भी डायरेक्शन में उस पत्थर को फेंकें, तो कहा यह जाता है कि वो कम से कम एक नोबेल लॉरिएट को हिट करेगा. That is the saying. It may not be true. It means at any point of time, some Nobel laureate will be roaming around on the campus. Harvard University got 69 Nobel Prizes, Cambridge University 118, Princeton 79, Columbia University 103, New York University 31, Johns Hopkins University 27, London University, Britishers, before Second World War, they were the superpower in the world. London University has got 30 Nobel Prizes. MIT 101 Nobel Prizes. This gives you an idea of the power of education and power of scientists who control the world, the technology. We are happy that we also landed on moon. I think we were the fourth country in the world to land on moon. USA was first, USSR was second, China was third, India was fourth, Japan is the fifth country. In 1970s, India had the highest number of technical manpower in the world, engineers, doctors, scientists. Now that position is not there. We have declined. What are the reasons for this poor quality education? There are many reasons. There are many problems that our education system is facing. One we have already pointed out, that is financial crunch. From 3% to, if we can increase by another 2%, the spending on higher education, including the primary education, the situation in 5 or 10 years of time may be brought under control. This is the first requirement, money. Without money, there is nothing. Nothing can be achieved. E-resources in the library, if you have to provide to your scholars, students, access to e-journals and e-books. More than 10,000 journals are published nowadays. JSTOR journals, more than 2,000. Routledge journals, more than 2,000. Springer, Link, Project Muse, Oxford University Press, Cambridge University Press, journals in advanced journals. You have to refer to them for teaching, for your research, for writing your doctoral dissertation, master's dissertation, MPhil. Now MPhil has been abolished by national new education policy, which is also a wrong decision. To subscribe to these journals, you require money. If you cannot afford subscription amount, then why not the National Digital Library of India subscribe all those journals, and all the Indians and all the universities are asked to access National Digital Library resources. One national center can be there, and there all the journals can be subscribed. E-journals you can access through password, remote access password. For example, I access more than 10,000 journals from my university library, which is a central university. Aligarh Muslim University is a central university. You can access those journals through remote access. Let's come to the third problem. First problem is lack of funds, adequate funds, less spending on education, low priority is the education. We are nowadays, the new government, new educational policy is encouraging privatization of education, commercialization of education. Private universities, private colleges are coming up nowadays. These days, I am working as emeritus professor in the University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. It is on the outskirts of Guwahati. I occasionally go there. I was surprised to see it is a private university. I was surprised to see that each semester for doing MA in political science, students are asked to pay 40,000 or 45,000 rupees tuition fees. Accommodation, living expenses are different. It means to do MA in a private university, you have to spend something like 3 lakh rupees or more than 3 lakh rupees. You may not get a quality education because the teachers in the private universities are not well paid. They are not highly qualified. Most of them are temporary. These are the problems. Government is abdicating its responsibility to start new universities with growing population. It is encouraging now for private universities, asking foreign universities to have campuses in India. Nobody is coming forward because good, peaceful atmosphere does not exist in India. Lot of fightings, Hindu, Muslim, or caste atrocities are there. Law and order problems are there. So many holidays, so many national holidays in India. Public holidays in the universities. The private universities will not follow that rule. American universities will say bank holidays are only the national holidays. Otherwise, you can take your own leave. The second important problem is that of recruiting high quality teachers. Our recruitment system is very defective in these universities, public universities. University concerned gives advertisement, invites applications, and recruits people. Recruitment, appointment is not always through merit. In India, recommendations, political influence, religious considerations also play some role. For government colleges, in my state, home state, Karnataka, I am from Karnataka, teachers are recruited by Public Service Commission, Karnataka Public Service Commission. Lot of allegations are there that bribery money is offered for government jobs. I appreciate the system which has evolved over a period of time in UP and Uttarakhand, also in Bihar. Higher education public service commissions have evolved, have come up, which recruit teachers for colleges. So many court cases were there. Allahabad High Court cases were there against recruitment, against corruption in recruitment. Now a good system has evolved. Good practices have come up. I was part of the selection committees in Uttarakhand, in UP, Allahabad, UP Higher Education Public Service Commission, where we experts, when we are sitting in the interview board, on the interview board, the names, not names, the files of the candidates come before us. Name of the candidate is not known. Whether the candidate is a Muslim, Hindu, Christian, tribal, Dalit, it is not known because bias, prejudice will be there. Experts may sometimes show their bias willingly or unconsciously. The name of the university from where the student has done PhD is also not known. I think these kind of practices should also be introduced for central universities. And there should be a UPSC kind of body for all the 45 central universities in India to recruit teachers. Indian higher education system is very wide. We have let me just check the data about how many okay, I got the data about the universities. How many universities are there in India? There are 56 central universities, 450 state universities, which are public universities. Public means government spends money. 409 state private universities, equal number. Private universities are of equal number. It's a very good number, but the salaries differ. UGC scale is not given there. 126 deemed to be universities. Total universities in India as of March 2022 were 1043. In the United States of America, you have more than 1000 universities. Much smaller in terms of population compared to India. 13,032 colleges are there in India. 13,032 colleges are there in India. Government colleges, private colleges, affiliating colleges, all kinds of colleges. This is our pyramid. Very few colleges are autonomous. Autonomous, I mean, they can grant their own degrees. They are autonomous in terms of, preparing their own curriculum, etc. Recruitment is one major problem. Recruiting good quality teachers. In America, there is a tradition, not law, it is a tradition. If I graduate and get my PhD from New York University, New York University will not give me job. First job. They will say, okay, you go and do somewhere else job. After 5 years, after 10 years, you can come back again. You may be considered if you are good. If your publications are good. If you have adequate number of publications. In India, in most of the universities, if you closely watch, closely observe, closely scrutinize, more than 80% of the teachers appointed in the university are their own graduates, their own PhDs. This breeds nepotism. Objectivity in recruitment will not be there. Good candidates from other parts of India are not considered, not given job, not their CV is not seen into account. That is why I am advocating for a UPSC kind of body to appoint university teachers. Whatever are your qualifications, you can mention in the advertisement, and accordingly, the university that body which recruits teachers can find out suitable person. You have this API points for promotion, API. You heard about point system. You have to have required number of courses done at Human Resource Development Center. The name has now been changed. Madan Mohan Malviya Teacher Training Centers. Earlier it was known as Academic Staff College. One orientation course, one induction program, refresher course, subject. You have to do this. This is okay. The other requirement is API points. How many seminars you attended, how many papers you wrote, how many papers you presented, how many papers are published. Are those journals in which you published are listed in UGC care list? I looked at UGC care list. 90% of the journals included are substandard journals. Because UGC also is highly corrupt. You can give some money, bribe the officers, and then get your journal included in the list. There are problems. These journals have been described as predatory journals, where no peer review reports are provided to the author. Anonymous peer review. Editorial skills are not displayed by the editors while publishing your journal. If there are some mistakes in your article, it will be published along with the mistakes. There are some journals which publish in 2 days time, 3 days time. They take money from you. 2,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees, 5,000 rupees, and they publish. In fact, good research journals are those which do not charge publishing processing charges, article processing charges. In fact, there are some journals, there are very few journals, not many. They give you money if your article is accepted and published. I was lucky to get honorarium from some 5-6 papers which I published, not from India. In India, one journal I published, India Quarterly, which gave me some money, 5,000 rupees. 3 papers I published from Turkey. They gave me $100 each for each article. Some good journals give money also. It's very interesting. You have to distinguish. You have to publish your papers in good journals. And moreover, please remember that you can't publish more than one good research paper in a year, because you have many other responsibilities: teaching, evaluation, your domestic work. So much work is there. A good research paper which can be published in any standard journal, included in JSTOR, included in Project Muse, Springer Link, requires at least 1 year's rigorous research. Promotion also should be given to such proposed body, which I am suggesting, like UPSC body, for promotion. Otherwise, these days, in fact, I sometimes crack a joke saying that it is easy to become professor nowadays than to become assistant professor. आजकल के दौर में असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर बनना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, क्योंकि बड़ा कंपटीशन है. अगर एक पोस्ट है तो 200-300 कैंडिडेट्स अपीयर हो रहे हैं. Once you are appointed, then promotion for associate professor or for professor is almost automatic if you show the required API points. And API points can be manipulated also sometimes, not always. The Fourth problem of higher education is to guarantee what is known as equality, equity, and accessibility of higher education. Access, equity, and quality, affordability, and accountability. This is also the mantra or a framework which NEP 2020 prescribes. These are the pillars of new education policy. Education, higher education should be accessible to the people. Equity means in society, some people are economically poor. They are backward in terms of caste, community, region, etc. Here comes the role of affirmative action, reservation provisions for such people. They also should be given equal opportunity. Dalits, tribals are having reservation provision. OBCs are having reservation provisions. Minorities are having reservation provisions. In minority educational institutions, 50% of seats can be reserved for the people of that particular minority. St. Stephen's College of Delhi University can reserve up to 50% seats as per Indian law, as per the court judgments, as per Article 30 of Indian Constitution. When a college or a university is declared as a minority educational institution, it can reserve up to 50% seats for its own minority. The quality I have already discussed with you. Quality of textbooks. What kind of textbooks we prescribe? The other day, one student, PhD student from Dayal Bagh Institute, which is a deemed university, telephoned me. Out of 2 examiners of her PhD thesis, one examiner has asked her to revise the thesis. 4 points were given. The examiner was also non-serious because he just wrote those 4 points in Hindi language, handwritten language, which was not legible. The first problem was the thesis. The text of the thesis is only, I think, 120 pages. Bibliography is 40 pages. The examiner wants that it should be expanded. It is too brief. It is deserving for MPhil, not for PhD. It is also the problem of the supervisor. Supervisors should guide their students properly. Otherwise, how the student knows about that? The requirements. And the thesis is in Hindi, not in English. On Syrian civil war in Syria. You have to read all the English literature, English resources, translate in Hindi and write in Hindi. Student is worried. It is a girl student, married. Now she is married. There are a lot of problems in Indian educational systems. Everybody wants to get a PhD these days. Even when he is not in the teaching profession, only teachers are supposed to have PhDs. Please remember, Aristotle, Plato never had PhDs. Before the First World War, British universities were not having PhD programs. Our Zakir Hussain, Dr. Iqbal, Allama Iqbal, poet, they wanted to do PhD. The British university said, we don't have program. PhD program is not there in our universities. If you want to do PhD, go to Germany. Dr. Zakir Hussain did his PhD from Munich. Iqbal did his PhD from Heidelberg in Germany. Even without PhD, There was one teacher in our university, Aligarh Muslim University. He was father of Professor Irfan Habib, a great eminent historian. His father was also an eminent historian, Muhammad Habib. He was BA from Oxford, no MA, no MPhil, no PhD, and he became professor. Knowledge. If you have knowledge, if you have publications, you can be appointed as a professor. I had a teacher in England who became professor. First, she was lecturer, senior lecturer, reader, then professor. She has only LLB, no LLM also, no PhD. But her research is excellent. Her knowledge is very sound. The British universities have very good standard. 3-year graduation, discipline. Let me share with you about the discipline, the kind of discipline that prevails in Oxford and Cambridge University. You can just compare whether that kind of discipline exists in India, in our classrooms. One Nobel laureate who came to Aligarh University, he was explaining to us about the discipline in Oxford University classroom. He was saying, he was actually a Muslim scientist from Pakistan, Professor Abdul Salam. He narrated the discipline which prevailed in Oxford University classroom with his knowledge of, Islamic background. He says students are sitting quietly in the classroom before teacher enters the classroom, as if people are, sitting in the mosque for prayers. No noise, quiet. They are all quite serious, waiting for the teacher to enter the classroom. Oxford and Cambridge are in the small towns. Small, they may be villages when they were established. There is more population of students than of that village, Oxford. It is a university town. Students live in the hostels. Sometimes you have to go out of the college campus for shopping or to go to the city. The rule is that you have to come back by 8 o'clock. If you come late, first time, warning. You have to sign the register at the gate. First time, if you are coming late, warning. Warning is issued by the principal of the college. If you are coming late, second time, fine will be imposed. If you are coming late by the third time, you are expelled from Cambridge University or Oxford University forever. So that kind of discipline exists. Now you can compare whether we have that kind of discipline or not. Whether we have the quality education, we already discussed about the quality. Affordability, whether the education is affordable. In the private universities, education is not affordable. In 409 private universities, education is not affordable. Let me give not all private universities, but some which are of very high quality, high standard. OP Jindal Global University in Haryana, Sonipat. Ashoka University, Sonipat. The tuition fee and the living expenses, hostel accommodation, per year for undergraduate course is 10 lakh rupees. Can you imagine 10 lakh rupees per year? 4-year undergraduate course is there. American model. 40 lakh rupees. For just to get LLB, 5-year course, half a crore rupees. The question of affordability. Rich people who can afford can go there. What about the marginalized communities, minorities, Dalits, tribals, backward classes, women? They cannot afford to go to such good universities. A university is known as good, an institution is known as good if it can inculcate among students skills such as critical thinking, critical evaluation, critical interrogation. Don't believe on the face value, whatever you have been told. Try to analyze, critically think. You have to also learn the skill of communication, art of communication, art of writing. How effectively you can write. When I did my master's, my graduation some 40 years ago, it was annual system. Study for the whole year, and then at the end of the year, you have to appear in the examination for 3 hours. Out of 10 questions, you have to attempt 5 questions. That was the model. Now we have adopted the American model, continuous evaluation. We have introduced the American system of semester system. Britishers don't have semester system. The Americans have semester system. In fact, semester system is not suitable for India because we have many religious holidays, law and order problems, and many other problems. In the American model of this education, higher education, there are courses which teach you how to communicate, how to make a presentation, how to do a project, how to write a research paper. I had a research methodology book. You will be surprised to know that it was written for high school students of American school in New Delhi, which is housed in American Embassy. American Embassy is very big. In New Delhi, if you visit American Embassy, you will be surprised to see how much space it is occupying. There is a school also inside. For the employees' children, a school is run. And a textbook was published for 8th class student, research methodology for American school. Now in India, before 2009, when UGC prescribed that teaching of research methodology is compulsory, it means before 2009, it was not a requirement to study research methodology for doing research, for writing thesis. Communication, oral, written, are taught to the students. You have to acquire technology skills, how to make PPTs, how to download, how to upload the documents, how to write a blog, how to send a research paper. Research paper is sent on a website for submissions. You can track the progress of your article, whether it has been sent for review, whether some comments have come. All these things can be tracked online. That is, you have to be proficient in information and communication technology. You have to be having up-to-date knowledge, then you are adaptable. You are an adaptable teacher, adaptable student, adaptable researcher. These things you have to learn. You have to continuously upgrade your qualifications by doing postdoctoral in foreign universities. There are many schemes: Commonwealth Scholarship Scheme, Tuning Scholarship Scheme, Fulbright for America, DRD scholarships for Germany, Erasmus scholarship for European countries, Ford Foundation scholarship. You should avail these scholarships. It doesn't matter if you are not selected. At least make an attempt. Try. Also, you have to have uh, you have to reform your educational evaluation patterns. If you want to become part of global system, you have to do good. You should recommend good readings in your courses. Here, the government of India has got some projects. You have heard about e-Pathshala. E-Pathshala is a project on which you will get around 10-page written text on any topic of your course. 40 courses for MA, 40 modules in each course, written by experts, but the quality is not that good. I was associated with this e-Pathshala project of MHRD. In fact, in one of the meetings in UGC, I opposed this project, because why should we teachers prepare notes for students? Students should prepare their own notes. They should read good textbooks and prepare their own notes. However, you can consult those material, but many of the teachers in the colleges are not making use of e-Gyan Kosh material. e-Gyan Kosh is a material, reading material prepared by Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNOU. Their material is of very high standard. Freely accessible, downloadable. You can download all the books of your subject from e-Gyan Kosh. Recommend to your students. Don't recommend, the key books, question answer books for your students. Students should be given good reading material. Latest articles published in research journals on the topic which is mentioned in the syllabus. Like IGNOU, world's first open university was established in UK. Open University, United Kingdom. Their material is also of very high standard. You can access that material. If you can follow some of these suggestions which I have advanced in my lecture today, you can contribute towards excellence, towards raising the higher standards of education in India. And one day you may also will be very happy and surprised to see that some of your students have surpassed you. आपको खुशी होगी अगर आपका स्टूडेंट आपसे भी आगे पहुंच जाता है, भटनागर अवार्ड लेते हैं या नोबेल प्राइज मिल जाता है. Student will always remember their teacher who inspires the students. अगर आप अपने स्टूडेंट्स को इंस्पायर करना है तो आप अपने लेक्चर्स को वेल प्रिपेयर कीजिए, तैयारी कीजिए, PPTs बनाइए. Don't use PPT in the classroom. Use extempore. I use extempore lecture. PPTs can be shared. Readings can be shared. इनफैक्ट हमको इंग्लैंड में जिस टॉपिक पे आज लेक्चर होना है 2 दिन पहले ही मटेरियल दिया जाता था कि भैया ये पढ़ के आ जाइए. MA classes in England are for 2 hours. 1 hour teacher speaks, second hour students speak. In Canada and America, B and MA classes are for 3 hours. I was visiting professor in Canadian University in Ottawa, sent by Indian government. The classes were for 3 hours. For 3 hours, you have to prepare at least for 6 hours, the lectures. Friends, with these words, I think I will conclude my lecture. Some 10 minutes are there for question answers. If you disagree with me, if you have any doubt, you can ask questions. If you want to make any observation, any comment, you are welcome to participate in this interaction session. Thank you very much. Now questions are invited. Education should be a two-way process. It should not be one-way process. हमने बोला और आपने सुना और चले गए, ऐसे नहीं होनी चाहिए. हमने जो बोला, क्या आप उससे एग्री करते हैं, नहीं करते हैं? करते हैं तो कहां तक करते हैं? नहीं करते हैं तो क्यों नहीं करते हैं? तो what are your thoughts? What are your ideas? What are your plans to improve the education system in India?
Sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please, Mr. Deva Barua. Mr. Deva Barua. Other people should mute so that disturbance is not there. Yes, please, Mr. Barua.
Sir, in India, sir, dedicated institutes of research like ISRO, DRDO, etc. These are doing very excellent work. Why government of India is not thinking of opening more institutes like this to augment the research?
Okay. One reason could be the funds. Money is not there. Many All India Institute of Medical Sciences have been opened only in name, only buildings are there, faculties are not there, recruitment has not been done. Even if you want to do recruitment, maybe qualified people are not available. A time may come in future that you have to import experts. Look at the faculty members of OP Jindal University. More than 30% faculty members are foreigners. In OP Jindal Global University in Sonipat in Haryana, which is a private university, because you have to pay, salaries, good salaries. This is one problem. That is funds, the willingness of the government. Political will is not there. We are spending more time on how to collect electoral bonds for party funds, political party funds. Have you ever thought of education bonds? Election bonds, we have heard about election bonds, which has been declared by Supreme Court of India as unconstitutional. It is illegal. It is a black money. Chanda lo or dhanda do. Can we think of education bonds? Like you had this education cess for primary education. For higher education also you can collect. One aspect which I did not discuss today in my lecture because of shortage of time is political interference in university administration. The vice chancellors and registrars are appointed by government who belong to their ideology, that is killing the university's atmosphere. Politicization of education is a dangerous phenomenon that should be stopped. The vice chancellor should not be appointed by politicians. A new mechanism to appoint qualified people. I remember at one point of time in 1980s, one professor from England, who is a Gujarati, Lord Bhiku Parekh, was appointed as Vice Chancellor of South Gujarat University, who is a British citizen now. He is member of House of Lords, very eminent professor of political theory in University of Hull. He is very old now. Such a person was appointed as Vice Chancellor. Some good people should be appointed as Vice Chancellor so that they can hunt for talent, search for talent, not on somebody's recommendation that you are appointing as assistant professor. Yes, please. Any other question? We still have 4 to 5 minutes. Only one question was asked.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Deepak.
Yes, sir, very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, your lecture was very good, sir, and very informative also. We have learned a lot of new things here. Sir, my question is this, that once Radha Krishnan Commission and Kothari Commission has recommended 6% of that is GDP on education, then why, sir, government is spending only 2.9%, sir?
Because all governments are guilty, including Congress government. They did not spend money. In fact, this Right to Education Act was passed, or Article 21A, to make free, compulsory, universal primary education was made in 2000, year 2000 by amendment to the Constitution, was done because of international pressure, not because our politicians wanted to give education. You heard about 8 Millennium Development Goals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
When we entered into 21st century, in year 2000, United Nations adopted 8 Millennium Development Goals, MDGs. And one of the MDG was to reduce illiteracy by 50%. That is to provide compulsory, free, universal primary education to the children, all the children. Then Indian government immediately, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was Prime Minister. Constitution was amended, a new article was included. By 2004, his government, got defeated. Manmohan Singh came, an educated Prime Minister who has PhD from Oxford University, and his government passed Right to Education Act. It is because of international pressure, not because our politicians, our government, in fact, the voters should demand from the government, what are your priorities for education? Why every district of India should not have a university? Please tell me. In my district in Karnataka, there are nowadays 3 universities. That is a different matter. But every, some 10 years ago, British government took a decision to upgrade all the polytechnics existing in England, to elevate them to university level. Polytechnics are colleges, polytechnic colleges. Even below the engineering college, they were upgraded to the universities. Why can't we upgrade like that? So there is no will, political will. Deepak ji, you raised a very important question, but we know, all of us know the answer, that neither the voters, you see, the parents are sending, even in the small villages, their children to the private schools, English medium schools, by paying huge tuition fees. But our own government schools, public schools, are not upgraded. Rajiv Gandhi established a Doon kind of school, Navodaya Vidyalaya, in every district. But I will suggest that Navodaya Vidyalaya should be there in every tehsil, every block. If there are 10 blocks in one district, there should be 10 Navodaya Vidyalayas. But there is only one. There is only one Sainik school in each state. Why not? There should be one Sainik school which is centrally funded. A lot of money is there. Have you heard about Sainik school?
Yes, sir.
Military school. In my district, there is a Sainik school for entire Karnataka. Only one Sainik school is there in my district. Excellent, because they have a film theater also. Students can watch films there only. They are not allowed to go out in the city. Excellent discipline is there. Like Navodaya Vidyalayas, Sainik schools, or Kendri Vidyalayas. State governments have less money. They are not spending money on education. And central government should, give money to the state governments.
Sir,
Education is a concurrent subject. Our coordinator, Mazhar Saab, is, trying to intervene, saying that the time is over.
next class is at 3:30. We only have.
Okay, next class. Okay, next class is, friends, next class is at 3:30. And one